Blackrock's Wei Li, thank you so much for joining us. You'll be coming along to FundForum and speaking for us in Berlin. What are the key topics that you're expecting to see come up?
In terms of my specific session, I expect to be heavily focusing on investment strategy, what clients have been doing, what we have been seeing, and our thoughts for the remainder of the year in terms of market outlook.
So what have you been seeing, and what have the key themes been, if you like, over the last couple of months?
Absolutely. So we're at an interesting point of the year at this moment. In May, going into summer, we had a very volatile start of the year, and markets since then have recovered. We had a nice 2-3 months of market rally with lots of inflows going into the likes of ETFs to accompany that as well. But after the reasonably good performance of the last 2-3 months or so, investors are now wondering what to do. And if you think about the old adage, sell in May and go away, this is what a lot of investors are looking at. We don't think it's time to sell in May just yet, because there are a few catalysts that could be supportive of performance going into summer. But definitely investors need to be aware of the thinner liquidity during summer time and to volatility proof their portfolios.
What are those catalysts you're talking about, and where do the opportunities lie, do you think?
I think from a central bank perspective, central bank have been driving market performance for many years now, and we're at this interesting juncture where divergence had happened. It started to stall, but then it started to pick up pace again. And I think within the broader trend of central bank divergence, we could see cyclical bouts of the momentum gathering pace, and that could create tactical opportunities. So going into the June FOMC meeting, there has been a lot of repricing, first on the dovish side and then on the hawkish side. And depending on where investors' expectation lie with regards to the rate hike path by the biggest central bank in the world, we could see tactical trade opportunities on the back of that. So that's central bank. And growth is starting to stabilize. In fact, we have seen quite a degree of stabilization in growth, both from developed market as well as from emerging market, especially compared with earlier this year, where markets were very much pricing in a crisis situation. So growth stabilizing and trying to understand which part of the world was delivering growth higher than expectation could also deliver opportunities as well. And lastly, around more on the company side, the corporate side and earning cycle, what we have seen is now we're at the end of the reporting season, and the surprise beats in terms of the headline earning has not been that bad. So we could see a situation where investors are becoming a little bit more comfortable around the profitability outlook of companies, and we could see opportunities there as well.
So possible opportunities, but where are the risks? That's what people want to know as well. How do they safeguard themselves in this environment?
It's very difficult to find an asset class that truly provides the diversification that investors and portfolios in today's world need. And there are plenty of risk, geopolitical and political in nature, going into the remainder of the year. And if you think about, so far markets have actually not reacted significantly to political risk, and going into the rest of the year we have the US election, we have the Spanish election, we have ongoing negotiation with regards to the review of Greece, we have the Brexit referendum coming up. All of that could provide headwind, but also tactical opportunities for investors.
So people are going to want to hear strategies from you in Berlin, aren't they, to cope with all of that, if you like?
Yes, absolutely, and I'm looking forward to picking other people's brain at the event as well.
Because it provides a great environment for that, doesn't it?
Yes, and the great thing about people getting together and sharing thoughts is that right now, because things are a bit more different in comparison with where they were last year, the year before, where we had more trending trades working out. Now many people have different opinions in terms of where to look for opportunities and how to be tactical, and it's always making for better discussion if people come to the table with different opinions.
It's a real crux point, if you like, you touched on it there, for this industry, isn't it? Where does asset management go going forward? Because people need to see value in it when there's lots of other disruptors out there, if you like.
Definitely, there has been lots of structural changes in the space of technology, in the space of financial companies that may well mean that the future of asset management may look very different from where it is now. And specifically bringing that back to investment strategy, what does that mean? Thematic investing is a big theme, and how to find future trends that have not yet been priced in that can bring great potential is one of the holy grails of how to profit for your portfolio despite the broader changes and risks in the market. So this is one aspect, and big data is another ramification of the development in technology and financials. And what we see is that investors and companies are increasingly trying to use big data, aggregate data, to try to understand how they could find investment opportunities and how they could refine their investment process. So that is another direction this is taking.
And they've also got to be very aware of the fact that they need to prove their value in a market where people are looking to technology, robo-advisors, all those factors as well.
Yes, absolutely. How to stand out in a world where everybody is talking about all the buzzword is very key, and how to also try to capitalize that not just in the alpha part of the business from a stock picking from a bottom-up perspective, but also how to make it into a trend that could actually gather momentum more broadly is the next phase of the question. And Blackrock, having both the alpha part of the business as well as the beta part of the business, is well suited to deliver answers to both phases of this question.
So looking forward to Berlin, what do you hope to take away from the conference, if you like?
There are various aspects of the conference that really excite me. So there is the investment strategy aspect of it, which is my bread and butter, and I can't wait to meet my peers and try to understand if there are considerations that we could leverage in our current investment strategy process. And beyond that, there is also the aspect at the conference more around the technology disruption and how that could shape the future of asset management and the future of investment strategy. So investment strategy 2020, so to speak. So I would love, and I can't wait to understand and try to see how that could impact what I would do on a daily basis and how things could shape going forward.
Looking to the future. Thank you so much for joining us, Wei. We look forward to seeing you in Berlin. Thanks.
You.